Yo, what's going on, man? Today is June the 7th, 2023. It's your boy Chris. This is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show, 5:30 Eastern time, man. Let's get right into it. We only got one game. If you are looking for, I wanted to post something real quick. Interested to get everybody else's thought, not just my own on this game. I kind of feel like we're at the point well, not even kind of feel like, I know we're at the point in the season where people gonna ride with who they gonna ride with, no matter who they like. People just pretty much taking the team that they like every single game, hoping that that team wins more than they lose. So um, I want to post a quick video at the top, or at least a link to the quick video. I went through this game and kind of broke it down, gave out my analysis and predictions in this video, so that I posted on YouTube earlier. I didn't pin it, but it was tweeted on my page earlier. So this has like all of the breakdown. I don't want to do that today. I'm not trying to go back into the game and do a complete breakdown all over again. I broke this game down in pretty much a lot of great detail. I got to play on the first quarter, the first half, the full game, the total. Talked about player props. Don't necessarily want to do that today, just because I feel like it's already done. So check that video out if you guys are looking for that. What I will do is I will talk about the plays, but I'm not going to, jump into like a deep dive analysis on any of it. Also, I need to do a quick recap as I always do. 0-1 on the last play that I gave out. I was on Denver team total over 111.5 in game 2. Didn't play any player props, and of course Denver fell short. To get to that number, they scored 108 points. Jamal Murray missed a game-tying three-pointer that would have sent it into overtime. So this number did fail to cover, and I felt like I needed a little more volume today, man. So I came out shooting. We'll see what happens, but I definitely came out shooting today. Denver, let's see. The line is moving. So what I have on the screen is a 2.5. I'll change that real quick. And hit the like button for me if you guys can as you join. Looks like the consensus is Miami +3. The total has come down to 213.5 from the 214.5, and I talked about the total as well. It's actually probably my favorite play of the day. So let's jump right into it real quick. So we got a line of 3 now. Denver was laying 2 points when this line opened. At least that's what I saw. Denver laying 2 points after losing game 2, of course, at home. And they needed to I think they kind of needed to get punched in the mouth. We saw, poor defensive execution from them. Miami was able to shoot the three-point ball really, really well. Shot 48% from the three-point line for the 6th time this playoff run. First time in NBA playoff history that a team has shot 48%. One of only 4 times, that a team has shot 48% from the three-point line throughout the entirety of a NBA Finals game. So that's kind of rare in itself, but Miami's been able to replicate that. They've been able to shoot the three-point ball really, really well in the playoffs in general. Hats off and shout out to Spoelstra, to all those undrafted guys that don't really care what anybody's saying about them, that's picking against them. And I kind of felt like they could potentially do something very, very similar to that, which is why I kind of stayed off the spread and just played Denver on the team total, thinking that the game would fly over the total. But we've seen some regression as far as pace for Denver. The last game that they played in game 2, they actually it was actually their second slowest game of their postseason, and it was the second slow. I'm sorry, let me make sure I get this right. So it was the second slowest game for Denver. It was the slowest pace game for Denver of the postseason, and the second slowest pace game of the playoffs overall. So Miami just kind of playing in the mud, trying to muck up the game as much as possible, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. They're doing a pretty good job of doing that. Denver has been, if you watch the games, Denver's been able to score at specific times throughout the game, but then other times they can't score at all. Miami go on an 8-0 run. Denver, goes without scoring for 2 to 3 minutes at certain spurts. I think Miami does a pretty. I think that Denver should come out with a sense of urgency here. I do like them in the first quarter. They've been winning the first quarter throughout the entirety of the playoffs. We know that Spoelstra is a second half adjustment team. I think there's something like 15-5 or 16-4 in the second half if you were just to take them on the second half spread throughout the playoffs. So I like the Nuggets to start off hot in this one, to come out and kind of correct some of the things that they did wrong in game number 2, specifically the defensive execution and the mishaps that they had all over the floor trying to guard the 3-point line. A lot of slip screens, to corner threes for Max Strus, for Gabe Vincent. Jimmy Butler got involved with the action as well. K Love hit a couple threes. So I think the Nuggets, I think they correct those things. I also think that Mike Malone has to not get out coached in every single one of these games, right? You got to be able to put it together in the second half because Spoelstra's going to have those adjustments. So I like the Nuggets early. I played them first quarter minus the half a point. I also played the Nuggets first half minus the half a point as well. Gave these out this morning. It looks like the lines probably have moved just a tad bit just because the spread has gone up to 3.5 on some books as well. And I would still play them. I still think that Denver has at least a 4 or 5 point lead at halftime, if not bigger. And then Miami fights back as they have been throughout the entirety of this series so far. But I do think that Denver, like Mike Malone, got to not be able to get out coached in every single second half. So I did play Denver as well, played them minus the 2.5 because I do think that they win and cover the spread. Interesting stat that I saw posted by Ralph Michaels maybe 2 days ago. He said that when the spread is 6 points or less in the NBA Finals, I want to say the teams are 70-0-2 against the spread in the 74 games where a team is just needing to win by 6 points or less. So either you win the game and you win the game and cover, or you just lose the game outright, as Denver did in game number 2. So if you like the team to win the game, you do like them for the most part to go ahead and cover the spread as well. That's a really, really good sample size there. So I like Denver in this game to bounce back. I know they're on the road. I know the Heat not always playing the best basketball at home. I want to say there's something like 2-5 to the number against the spread at home in their last 7 games. But something tells me the Nuggets going to be a little bit more focused. But it's simple, right? If you like the Heat, then you think that they're going to make a lot of 3-pointers. So with your Heat plays, go ahead and ladder up somebody threes because somebody got to hit 5 or 6 threes if you like the Heat to win this game. I'm of the mindset that, and I talked about this before game 1 started, I'm of the mindset that Denver can guard the 3-point line a little bit better than they have. And even with going back to the total, even with Miami shooting so well from the 3-point line, them shooting 50% from the 3-point line in the last, almost 50% from the 3-point line in game number 2, they still only scored 111 points. So I think that all of that gives me confidence that Denver will be able to make the necessary adjustments to win this game. I don't know what happens in games 4. I think we just kind of got to see what happens tonight. And then, like I said, if you like the Heat, you got to like the 3-point props for the Miami Heat because that's how they've been winning basketball games. They typically come out here. We know that they're going to compete. They're not going to beat themselves too often. They do a really good job of getting back in transition defense. They do a really good job of not giving up a lot of offensive rebounds. And that's how Denver wants to play. Denver wants to play fast. Miami wants to play slow. So if Miami's making shots, they can get back and, set their defense, whether it's man, whether it's zone. Denver wants to get rebounds and push, right? They want to play with pace. So we'll see what happens. But I did play Denver all 3 spots, first quarter, first half, and full game. The first quarter and first half are half unit plays for me. I'll go out and just go ahead and say that just because first quarters have been brutal, taking a beating in the first quarter. I really haven't played one in quite a while. I think the last one I played was Boston when they were playing against the Heat. I'm sorry, Boston when they were playing against Philly, I think. And I remember we cashed the trifecta spot in game 5, but not playing a lot of first quarters. I do like the Nuggets in the first quarter here, though. So I did play the Nuggets first quarter, first half, half unit play, full game minus the 2.5, 1 unit play, played the under 214.5. Yes, 2 days ago. I want to say 2 days ago, gave that one out as well to the YouTube membership group. And those are the plays that I like today. If I'm adding anything, I'm adding the Heat to go under their team total. I think we see regression a little bit from them shooting the 3-point ball. I think Bam can still have a big, really, really big game. I'm not sure what Jimmy has left in the tank. He shot 7 for 19 last game, got to the free throw line 5 times, hit 2 of 5 threes. Maybe he's just kind of waiting to get back home so he can have a big game. But Jimmy hasn't had big games recently. And, to Miami's credit, they haven't really needed him to have super big games either. He's just been able to kind of manage the game. He's gone over his assist prop in back-to-back games. 6.5 is the number. He's had 7 and 9 in the first 2 games. So I couldn't talk anybody off looking at Jimmy's assist. Seems like when he's getting into the paint, he's really just trying to draw two and find the open guy. So we'll see what happens today. But I do like Bam on his points just because he's been extremely consistent. He continues to have the mismatch with Jokic being down there as well. His first step is a little quick, so Jokic got to give him some space, and Bam can knock down that mid-range jump shot. So couldn't talk anybody up Bam points. I didn't play, too much any player props, little sprinkles here and there. But I couldn't talk anybody up Bam. Jamal Murray, another really good guy for the night. Back-to-back 10 assist games. He had 19 assist attempts, 19 assist opportunities in game one, 21 assist opportunities in game two, and his line's still sitting at 6.5. 7.5, I think, should be good money as well. But that's also something I didn't play. But if I'm not trying to be cute with it at all, I think you just go back to Jokic. Points, rebounds, and assists is what I would play. I think if I had to make a best bet, that would be it. Jokic to kind of put his impact on this game. I like betting on the best player in role games because the role players may not come to play, and the superstars typically have to step up a little bit more. Jokic is averaging 28.5 points at home in the playoffs. He's averaging 33 on the road in the playoffs. Remember the big game that he had against Phoenix was actually on the road. I can't remember what he scored, 40, 50, whatever he scored. That was a game that they won. He's averaging 54 points, rebounds, and assists on the road in the playoffs. I want to say 7 road games so far. And he's gone over this number in 2 games already. So you add all of that with Spoelstra probably wanting to continue to play the defense that he's been playing against Jokic in game number 2, where they're not really helping off any of the shooters. So you let him go off and not let everybody else go off, because that's been a recipe for success on the win column, to let Jokic get his numbers and nobody else get theirs at all. So if I'm playing Jokic, I'm looking at his points to go over the 28.5, which is what it is right now. And I'm also looking at Jokic to go over his points, rebounds, and assists as well. I think he bounces back and has a really good game. Denver should get some progression on the offensive end as far as their 3-point shooters being able to knock down some shots. And those are the looks for today, man. Best bets, I'm going to just put them at the bottom so you guys can see them. But officials are first quarter, half unit, Denver minus the half a point. First half, Denver, half unit minus the half a point. Denver, I put money line here. I'm not sure why I put money line. I didn't play the money line. Denver minus the 2.5. I put that right there. Denver minus the 2.5, 1 unit play. And then I also, like I said, I took the under 213.5. I still think it's room to get in on this under as well. I talked about this a little bit on Less Cap earlier when I was doing it with my guy RC. I was just talking about, the fourth quarter. Man, if you had the over in the last game, you were really sweating bullets because you needed the Heat to score 36 points on 19 possessions in the fourth quarter. They had an offensive rating of 189.5. Points per 100 possessions, which was the most efficient quarter for any team in the last 2 seasons. So it's 2,640 games total, 5,280 different teams, and none of them had an offensive rating of 189.5 in any quarter. So you barely got there. I think the total went over by 2.5, 3 points. So I do like the under today. I think Miami tries to continue to muck up the game. I think both teams don't play with a lot of pace. Neither team turns the ball over a lot. Both teams get back in transition. So I like the under. I like the under a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I played it for a unit. 1 unit play for me as well. I also, you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see I did put a little something more as well. I think, like I said, Denver got to not get outplayed here, in the second half. Maybe they build a big enough lead to where, Miami doesn't come back like they have been, or they just don't let up, right? You get punched in the mouth, you got to punch back sometime. So I put a little something on Denver minus the 4.5 as well. I did this when the line was at 2.5. I do think that they win the game, by multiple possessions tonight, but we'll see what happens. So those are my thoughts on the game. Let me know what you guys are liking. Send me a request, get up a few people, and I'm jumping up off here. Not doing a super long show. Go through the chat real quick. What's up, EQ? Prolific said, I'm staying off, going to church instead. Hey, I couldn't talk you off, man. Sometimes the best bet is no bet at all. Definitely could not talk you off. Or you could just jump in live. Definitely could jump in live. Lil Rigo says, I think it's Rego says, think I'm liking the Heat. Everyone is on Denver. Yeah, I mean, you flip a coin, Rigo. It's one or the other, right? Everybody gonna be on one team or the other. I seen some Miami Heat backers for sure. They're back at the crib. Momentum, if that's a thing, is on their side. So we'll see what happens. Tariq said, "What's up, Chris? It's been a while. Let's cash. Absolutely. What's going on to my guy Sean? Arlene says Denver money line with Bruce Brown over a half a steal. Rich Dad says he likes Porter over 14 and a half and Denver first quarter for him. Let's see. Lil Reddy said Golden State game 1 last year was -3.5 though Boston won outright. That is true. They did win outright. I think they caught them that was a crazy game how that momentum carried over. Miami, I remember that game. Boston was coming off the win against the Miami Heat. After beating the Bucks, right? I want to say that's how it went. And that momentum just kind of carried over. That was a crazy upset. And then Golden State bounced back in game 2. I remember being on Golden State in game 2 in that game, in that series last year. Let's see. Coop says he's liking the Michael Porter Jr. bounce back, but hopefully if he's rotating correctly on defense, if not, I'll live bet Bruce Brown points as a pivot. I think that's a great way to attack it. Anyone have a good PPD for FanDuel boost? No, not at all. All right, cool. Let's get to the guys. So Great White is up. Pretty sure he gonna have something to say about me liking the Denver Nuggets today, especially with his Miami Heat being back. But let's talk about it, Great White. You are one of the more civilized and let's see, intellectuals when it comes to the Miami Heat. You don't play them every single time, and I appreciate you for that. I'm glad that you enjoy your money, but I know in certain spots when you want to back them. Let me know what you're thinking about the game tonight, Great White, and what's going on with you first. Hope everything good with you.
Yes, sir. Everything's good, man. I'm just gonna be like Jimmy Butler right now. I'm happy to be here. I'm just gonna smile, and we're gonna keep it moving. Because we know we're gonna get it done.
Okay. I like it. He gonna have one of them 2 more shirts on tonight, Great White, after the game.
I know what?
He gonna have one. Jimmy gonna have one of them 2 more wins shirts on after the game tonight.
I am 100% confident that he has one in the locker room right now.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. All right. So let me go over the plays that I got. I got 3 props that I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna be looking for a live spot when it comes to the side. I actually want to get a better number. I actually like that everybody is betting Denver and moving the line in Denver's favor because the higher that number goes, I'm gonna wait right before tip off to see where that number gets. So hopefully it gets up to 3.5 to 4, and if it does, I'll put a little something on the Heat side. I do think they'll win outright tonight, but nothing wrong with having some points as insurance. I'm not gonna do their money line tonight. When it comes to the props, we spoke about this in the DMs earlier about Michael Porter Jr. I feel that this is going to be a bounce back game for him today. I got his over PRA over 22.5 in the morning. Gave it out to my VIP group. He's hit this number 8 in his last 10 games, including 6 of his last 7 on the road. And game 2 only had 8 shot attempts. I think one of the reasons for that because he looked lost out there on defense, so it affected his offensive game. I give Malone some respect as a coach, and I think he's going to correct and help him out when it comes to defensive rotations, and that should build his confidence up for offense. Obviously, he's going to get the ball from Jokic and Murray because Porter, he presents the second biggest matchup problem when it comes to player-to-player on the floor, aside from Jokic. So I'm confident in his over 22.5 on the PRA tonight. The other ones are going to be prop parlays. First one is going to be Butler over half a steal and Bam over half a block. I got that at -150 for 1 unit. Butler in his last 12 in the last 15 games, he's had at least 1 steal in 12 of them, including 7 of the last 10 at home. And Bam, 1 block, 10 of his last 15 games, including 7 in the last 10. Bam, he's been working the post, so he should be able to get a block tonight, either on Jokic, Porter, somebody. And I'm expecting Butler to have a steal tonight at least. I know he didn't have one last game, but he's going to get one tonight. And then I'm just going to ride with on the other one. Bam, I'm real confident that Bam's going to get a block tonight. So I got Bam with over half a block again, and I got Jamal Murray, over half a steal. Murray, he's had at least one steal in 13 of the last 15 games, including 6 of his last 7 on the road. I was actually kind of surprised when I saw that. I didn't think he had that many steals, but once I went back and saw some of the highlights of the games, he gets himself in a lot of the passing lane a lot. So, and plus the Heat, they take care of the ball. So that's what was the most shocking thing to me about it. So, I had brought this up to you before game 1, and I got cut off. I had some things happening with my phone, had a phone call I had to take, and I couldn't come back on time. I said that this was going to be a Bam Adebayo series, and so far, it's been holding true. Because I felt like Bam, even though as a Heat fan, he upsets the crap out of me at times because he could be inconsistent, but he has the ability to actually do what he's doing right now. Plus the fact that I know that Jokic, he's a step slower than Bam, so it would give him an advantage in the post. And Bam actually has a decent mid-range shot when he's shooting it with confidence. And that's what he's been doing this series right now, because he's had some space, because Jokic had to sometimes back out and give him some space, because they know that if you inch up on Bam in the paint, Bam's going to pass it out and he's going to find it, because Bam is one of the best passing big men in the league. And then when it comes to the defense for Bam, where I think he's been playing even better than he has on the offensive end, but people don't see that because of the numbers. This is one of the reasons why the zone has been working much better for the Heat against the Nuggets than the Lakers and the Suns and people previous to them, because of Bam Adebayo specifically. Bam is one of those guys that he can move around the court a lot better and guard the 1 through 5. So the fact that the Heat have that flexibility with Bam on defensive end when they're in zone, that allows the wings to extend out a little bit more, and that's why when they shoot from the wings, the Nuggets, they haven't been able to hit as many open shots as they've had, or the shot is not as open as they anticipate to be. The only weakness when it comes to the Heat zone have been deep in the corners, and I'm surprised that the Nuggets haven't taken advantage of the corners being as open as they have been. That's one of the adjustments I'm expecting Malone to make. Hopefully they don't, or they miss those shots, because they're going to be on the road, and role players normally don't play as good on the road. But I'm expecting the Nuggets to punch back tonight, but I think the Heat are going to, punch the Nuggets just right back even harder. And my last thing is, this game is a must-win for the Nuggets. This is not a must-win for the Heat. I know people are going to call me, crazy and think me saying that is ridiculous, but the reason why is because the Heat, they've shown all playoffs long that you can have them down, but they're not out. They have a mentality about them that they're going to come back and fight. We haven't seen the Nuggets that much in an adversity situation. So if the Nuggets lose tonight, I feel real confident that Heat are going to win in 6 games. I know you guys have seen my futures bets. I have the Heat winning 4-2, 4-3, over 5.5 games. But if the Heat win this game, and depending on how they win it, I think the series is going to be a wrap. And I'm not saying it as a biased Heat fan. It's just from what I've been observing. So those are my thoughts on the game, man.
Okay, I can't. There's no way I can talk you up anything that you say, Great White, because you speak with logic. So I like the idea of if you like Miami, like you said, you take them, you try to get a better spot, especially if Denver comes out hot and they have a 4 or 5 point lead at the end of the first quarter. You can get a much better number, and we know that the Miami Heat are not going to go away, even when they're down by 20, even when they're down by 15, third quarter, fourth quarter, they're still going to fight, especially being at home. So you don't really have to worry about it from that perspective. And I like the idea of, if I'm going to take Miami, I'm going to catch the points with them. So you can win the bet, win some money, even if they lose the game by, a last second buzzer beater or something like that. So excellent points by you as always, Great White. I appreciate the analysis, my guy, and I hope you catch the looks.
Sure.
Let's go to my guy, Stefan. Stefan, what's going on, my guy? What's going on?
Doing excellent. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. What's going on?
Nothing much, bro. Just trying to keep this hot streak going on, man. I'm on mostly 4 plays tonight.
Okay.
For this Nuggets Heat game. I mean, the obvious one is the Jimmy system. First quarter, 2 boards, 1 dime, and Jamal Murray 1 board. I won't go into it. Y'all already know.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Aaron Gordon's rebounds at 5.5. It's juicy. It's at I caught it at -136. But I like it because I was watching back some of game 2. And the thing that jumped out to me when I was watching the game was it looked just like, not player talent-wise, but it looked just like schematically like Knicks Heat. And Max Strus actually said the same thing a day later at practice. So the big thing when I look back, I went back and looked at that series compared to this one. And now that Kevin Love's in this series, I think this is a series where you're going to see the forwards, whether it be Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Bruce Brown, get more rebounding opportunities. So I really like that 5.5. And I also think this is a game where Denver wins. I think this is a Bruce Brown game. I think that this is one of those, like, if Michael Porter pulls that same act where he's lackadaisical on defense, allowing his offense to impact his defense, I think Malone gives him the quick hook. And you know me, I'm a sucker for narratives. Bruce Brown went to the U, so I needed a way to play him. So I think his points plus rebounds, he's covered it. I want to say 6 of his last 8. And because I think Denver's going to win the game, I want to say, let me pull it up really quick. I have so many notes. When Denver wins in the playoffs, he's over this line 8 of 10. So I just think it's a Bruce Brown game. Like, if you're riding with the whole theory of, like, this is schematically like Knicks versus Heat, like, he kind of is like the exact same thing as Josh Hart. Like, same kind of guy, effort guy, 6'5", 6'6", can slash, get to the teeth of the defense, grab boards. So I like him a lot there. And I also took Jokic's triple-double at plus 110. It's just best player in the world. Whenever it's plus money, I'm always taking it. I don't care what the stats say from the last game. I think that it's a little bit overblown, the fact that the Heat are making him a scorer. It reminds me of, like, when they were talking about the Lakers and Rui, like, oh, they figured out Jokic. Bro, nobody can figure out Jokic. He's the best player in the league.
Right.
He's a freaking 7'3" polar bear that, like, he's going to have an adjustment to their adjustment. Like, the guy's a cerebral player. I think you're going to see him again distributing the ball again. I think it's a game for the shooters to get going. And because of that, that's my last play, which was something really obscure I found, which, you know, he's been open in the first 2 games from the corner, but not pulling it. But Aaron Gordon, when he goes against Kevin Love, has a 3 in 14 of 15 matchups. So I just took 1 3 for half a unit minus 113. I'm like, hey, if it's a trend that crazy, it's like, I'll throw half a unit on it and see how it goes. So that's what I'm on.
Okay, I love the analysis around Stefan looks, man. A lot of great insights. Check Stefan page out. He always posting his plays over there as well. Research is always done as well. Stefan, real quick before you dip out, what was the PR line for Mr. Brown tonight?
It's only 14.5, which is I don't know. It was like 15.5 before the first game, and I took it before game 1, and he got on the hook. He got to 15. So I'm like, why would you drop the PR line? Like, it was, I don't know.
Yeah, especially with, you know, so he could get more minutes today, you know, foul trouble. KCP is a minus 6.6 in the first 2 games. So he could come in and, you know, get some KCP minutes. If Michael Porter Jr. out there with his head down, not playing hard on defense, he could grab some of his minutes. So that is interesting that the number drops. I mean, maybe it's just something you picked up on the books. Books not that smart, man. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. The books are smart, but I like the edge though, Stephen. I like the edge for sure.
Appreciate it. Hey, real quick though, don't be afraid to take a WNBA bet, bro. Like, we running it up crazy this month on WNBA.
I see you out there with the player props, bro. I ain't got to the player props yet, but I've been looking more at the size and trying to, you know, strategically, you know, make some plays, especially if I can, like, watch the game. Yesterday, I couldn't really watch the games last night. I got home super late. I had a graduation, so I got home super late, and watched a little bit of the Storm come back. Jewel Lloyd is like Tracy McGrady, bro. She is nice. Oh my God.
Cold,
yeah. So yeah, I got a chance to watch her and, you know, my girl Lexi Brown, you know, do their thing last night. But yeah, I'm tapped in with the WNBA for sure. I can't, honestly, I'm waiting for the finals to end, so I can't just lock in specifically on you know, on WNBA. So we'll definitely get there. But yeah, just follow if you guys looking for WNBA plays. Stefan posting them as well, man. So shout out to my guy Stefan, man. Give him a follow for sure. Appreciate you, Steph.
Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. Let's go to Dream. Dream, what's going on, man?
What's the vibes, my guy?
What's up, man? How you?
Can't complain, man. Trying to make it through this New York apocalypse that I'm looking at outside. But aside from that, we good, man.
Yeah, I heard they canceling games. Air quality up there, poor, man. Y'all stay safe. I don't even know what all that means, but stay safe, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to stay my ass in the house. But yeah, man. Got a few plays, man. Quick recap. Last time I was up here, I went 1 and 2, 2 and 2 with a live play I gave out. So try to improve on that. Got hooked on Gabe Vincent. That's what really hurt me. But yeah.
I want to know your thoughts on Gabe for tonight too, Dream. When you get a second.
All right. Yeah. No problem with that one. Yeah, so my straights, man. KCP and Jamal Murray each to have one steal, minus 115 on DraftKings. Ran this the first 2 games of the series, and we're gonna keep running it till it stop hitting. May even run it again the next day. If it doesn't hit. So like the homie Gray White was saying about Jamal Murray, KCP is the same thing. Each of them have 17 playoff games so far. Each of them have a steal in 14 of those 17 games. I love this bet even more today because Jamal Murray was awful on defense last game. So I would expect him to pay more attention. And I love it with KCP because he's been awful on offense. So he's going to have to contribute one way or the other. And I'm not sure the Heat plan on letting them boys get the open looks that they want. So going to have to contribute one way or the other. So I love that. KCP and Jamal Murray won still. Minus 115 DK. Next, Kevin Love over 4.5 rebounds. 5.5 is fine. I gave this out, man, like midnight on my timeline a couple days ago, and I had a feeling it would jump. But yeah, he played 22 minutes last game. I loved that. He's coming off a 10 rebound game, and the key crux to this stat of this line is when he played 15 minutes or more, he's gone over. He's had 5 rebounds, 12 of 13 games this playoff when he plays 15 minutes or more. In general, in the playoffs, he's gone over this 4.5 rebounds line, 13 of 17. Again, I didn't look at it for 6 rebounds, but I would imagine it's not that big of a difference, so I would still play it. I would shop around. I would play the 4.5 up to minus 160. I seen it was like 180 on DraftKings, so I wasn't doing that. But yeah, love it, and I think it's worth the ladder as well. Next, Bruce Brown. Shout out to the homie Stefan, man. Me and him, we on the same vibe with a couple of these plays. So Bruce Brown with these rebounds, 4 rebounds, minus 135 at FanDuel. Go to the SGP feature and put 4 rebounds. That's how you get the better line for this one. So he's covered this in 10 of 17 games this playoff, but more importantly, 7 of the last 8 games. And he's had 5 rebounds in 6 of his last 8 games. So he's easily covered it 6 of his last 8 games. Kind of like other people spoke about, it's not even a minutes play. If he actually gets more minutes because Michael Porter Jr. fronting, then obviously you love to play. But I love it regardless because, I'm not sure what's going to happen in this game. Nobody's sure, but, I don't know. Michael Porter Jr. may come out and have a great game and respond to criticism, or he might just be like, F it. Y'all should be treating me better than y'all treat me. I'm only going to do what I want to do, and then he's going to get sacked. So who knows? Either way it goes, Bruce Brown is very stable. I did not know he went to Miami, so I love that play even more now. Shout out to Stefan, put the battery in my back. So yeah, Bruce Brown over 3.5 rebounds. Love it. And my last play, Nikola Jokic over 27.5 points. 28.5 is fine. I get the 27.5 out as soon as it opened after the last game. But 28.5 is fine. So it's a few reasons for this. I suppose my guy, but I just think that what he was saying to Ramona Shelburne was just him trying to hide his hand.
Oh my God! I'm glad you caught it, Dream. I'm so glad you caught it, bro.
Well, nigga, like, listen, my guy, don't do that. Hey, Ramona,
Right.
She a Laker reporter. That's the homie. Don't do
Right,
that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, that's how I knew Ramona Shelburne, and Ramona know her stuff, and she's familiar with basketball. We ain't stupid.
Right.
You know what it mean when you letting Nikola Jokic take 8 dribbles and back down Cody Zeller
Without sending no help, bro.
Nobody digging, nobody coming, nothing. They just like, oh, go ahead, bro.
Yep, you got it. Yep.
I'll tell you why. Go ahead, G. Go ahead. No. I'll say it after. I'm not gonna interrupt your flow. Nah, okay. But nah, man. So, probably what Gray Wright gonna say. Obviously, Miami look at it like if Jokic not getting 13 dimes with the 25, that's fine. We give up 40.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I love the points. If you look at his last 5 quarters, he has 35 shot attempts. That's crazy for Nikola Jokic. And if you look at that, that also goes with how the Heat have been playing. So they made the adjustment the 4th quarter of game 1, and they kind of came back and made a push. And Jokic went crazy in that 4th quarter. He really wasn't shooting until that 4th quarter. Same thing happened last game. I expect the same thing to happen this game, at least until the 4th quarter. I've been doing a bunch of research on the series, listening to a bunch of Miami beat writers and all this other stuff, and they talk about how Spoelstra tends to save his big adjustment to the 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. So I can see him let Jokic do what he do, and if it's a close game, then maybe switching in the fourth quarter. Either way it goes, I love the Jokic over 27 and a half, 28 and a half. If you want to just play the 30, I would take it. So it is that. And it's a road game. So normally in road games in the playoffs, you have to lean on your superstars. You know, I'm talking about Bruce Brown. We talk about Michael Porter Jr., Kevin Love, KCP, all these guys. But at the end of the day, generally, if you're a road team, you're going to need your stars to be stars. So I know Jokic would love to come out here and have a nice triple-double, and he might. But I just think if he does, it's going to be one of the 30-point triple-doubles. So love those plays. A quick personal play. It's not going to be official, but if you go on DraftKings and go on to game props, either game props or team props, there's something that says largest lead of the game under 15 points, and it's plus 175. I like that today. I think obviously both teams, I don't know if they view it as a must win, but basically I think this is just a perfect whatever you call occurrence of events for it to be a close game, one of them nip and tuck games where nobody takes a large lead, no big comebacks. I could see the highest lead being like 10 or 11 this game. So that's on DraftKings. I just took it as a personal play. I thought it was a good value. Couple blunt money bets, man. Bruce Brown, 5 rebounds. Kevin Love, 7 rebounds. Nikola Jokic, 30 points, and Nikola Jokic under 11 assists. So he can still get the triple-double from my guy, Stefan. And that's like plus 2,300. And I just cooked the layup, and I didn't put it on my timeline, so I'll tell y'all what it is now. Hold on, let me log in. So it's going to be 6 assists for Jimmy Butler, 6 assists for Jamal Murray, 2 threes for Caleb Martin, 2 threes for Kevin Love, and 3 threes for Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. 6-leg lay, plus 3,000. Murray and Butler, they don't got these 6 assists both games. Michael Porter Jr., 3 threes is kind of his norm, bounce back game. Same with Jamal Murray. And I love Caleb Martin tonight, man. Y'all can look on my timeline for more with Caleb. I don't want to talk y'all ear off, but Caleb Martin was sick his first 2 games. He couldn't leave like the room. He was in a dark, quiet room because he had migraines. The elevation or whatever it's called was really messing with him. So he said he fully healed. So if he's going to get 25 minutes tonight, y'all know the vibes with Caleb. He can hit 3 threes, score 15 real easily. So that's what I'm on, man. If you want all my plays, you can search my timeline or search me on YouTube on the Blunt Money Best and sub to the channel. I'll give a way better breakdown than I do here. And as always, Chris, I appreciate the platform, my guy.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Definitely.
I got nothing on Gabe. I think I got him in one stepped up parlay for 10 points. Gabe scares me, man. I think he's going. He has a great chance. I can't talk nobody off of playing Gabe, but I just worry about as soon as I get on his points, I just worry about him having a bad performance. So what I do with Gabe more than anything is I watch to see how he comes out in the first quarter. I did this last game actually, and what was the last game? No, game 1. And if he hits like a 3 in the first quarter, or he has like 5 points in the first quarter, then I'll go on FanDuel and then play his 4 threes at like plus 600, 20 points at plus 700, something like that. And he cashed out, I think it was game 1, might have been game 2. But one of those where he ended the game with like 19 points and 4 threes or something like that and cashed out.
So if he start hot, then go ahead and bet him up versus taking the number before the game starts.
Yeah, and honestly, man, that's how I feel with most of the Heat guys.
Right.
I feel like he could be anybody.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You don't know. But Gabe is the safest one because he's gonna get the most minutes out of all those guys.
Okay. Adrian, what about what are your thoughts on Bam? I ain't really heard you say nothing about Bam. Bam, got the mismatch with Jokic. He has to do a lot for this team. I think as the series goes on, it weighs a little, it starts to catch up with him just a tad bit. And we might see some regression towards the end of the series, but being back in the MIA, first game at the crib, he's been, over the 18, 19 and a half points prop every single game. PRA been cashing, assists been cashing every single game. What's your thoughts on Bam tonight?
Yeah, I love Bam. I just didn't get there. If anything, I would play his PRA. Or his points, one of them two. But I love Bam. He's gonna get the match. He's gonna continue to have a plus matchup, and especially after Jimmy gave him his flowers after yesterday. They had a press conference, and Jimmy was just like basically giving them all this praise, saying, "When we win, it's going to be because of Bam, got to stay aggressive and all this." So, like we said after game one, Denver is going to allow Bam. If Bam want to kill him, shoot the mid range, they're going to let him do it. And like Great White said, Bam, he can hit a mid range shot. So, I love it. And you can't trust Jimmy right now. I mean, Jimmy, he could have 40 tonight, but he sure talking like, "Hey, I'm not a scorer. I'm gonna do all this stuff." So, it won't surprise me if Bam led them in points for attempts tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree with that. As long as he's aggressive, man. My one thing with Bam has always been, can he stay this aggressive? I think he understands what the mission is and what he has to do to, what his role of the mission is to, to complete. He got probably the biggest assignment of anybody. So, having to guard Jokic on one end, having the rebound, initiate the offense, on the opposite end. He's the one that's setting up all the high-low action. He's the one that's kicking to the 3-point shooters, him and of course, Jimmy. So, Bam, I couldn't talk anybody off Bam. Points, rebounds, and assists, points plus rebounds, assists straight. That 3.5 is super juice now. I think it was like minus 150 last time I looked. But he's continued to, go over this number as well. And to me, it just feels like he has the biggest mismatch, especially if they put a bigger defender on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy likes to, try to get to the paint and, draw fouls so he can get to the free throw line and, make mid-range jump shots which aren't necessarily going in right now for him. But, game to game, things can change. He was only 7 for 19 in game 2. Let's go back to Great White real quick. What's up, Great White?
I just wanted to add on to something that Dream has said about Caleb being sick. He was just homesick, man. That's all it was.
Homesick. He needed to be back in the 305, man.
Man.
Hey, trust me, Miami's dope, bro. If I was out of Miami for that long in the cold Denver altitude, I'd probably be homesick too. If I'm being honest, so I can appreciate that, Great White, for sure.
And then when they brought up about Spo and asked him about the game plan for Jokic, I was laughing, bro, when I heard what he was saying. But what I tried telling other people is it's not about making Jokic a scorer, because he can score whenever the hell he wants in all three levels, because he's shown that he can do it. Obviously, Jokic scoring is going to hurt you, but where Jokic hurts you more is when he gets the rest of the team involved. And if the rest, and I know that, I remember I said it to you when we were DMing each other earlier today, when he gets everybody in a flow and everybody going, that's when the Nuggets are more dangerous. So obviously, the Nuggets are still going to be dangerous if Jokic is dropping 40, 50 points, because, it's one man scoring half of the points. But me personally, I would rather that than having Murray drop 30, than MPJ dropping 20, Aaron Gordon having a lucky 16, 17 points. And collectively, I think that hurts the Heat even more. So that's where they really feel like they're better off defensively. And my final point, when we were talking about Bam, if the Heat, let me run that back. When the Heat win the title, Bam's going to be Finals MVP.
Yeah, the odds on that would have been crazy if you got it at the beginning. That would have been absolutely insane. Yeah.
I should have taken it, but I wasn't that confident in Bam, but I should have taken it. I only took Jimmy MVP.
Yeah. Okay. Well, appreciate the looks as always, Great White. Check out Great White page, man. He always posting a lot of his players as well. Let's keep it going. CJ, we got another Miami Heat fan in the building. What's up, CJ? How you doing today, my brother?
What's good?
What's up?
Nation.
Oh yeah. What? How much y'all winning by tonight, CJ? You got y'all by 20 or by 30? What you got?
Oh, wait. Now, come on, man. Don't do me like that. You know I ain't saying no crazy stuff.
I was just asking, bro.
It's gonna be a game.
Okay.
And the Heat gonna fucking win.
Okay.
But I'm saying Jimmy going for 30, so look for Jimmy's over 10 points tonight. Mark my words. I think Jimmy go for 30. I just got a feeling. It's something about when dogs just got a feeling, bro. It feel like a day he gonna bark. So yeah, man, just go ahead and take Jimmy's over and point. And remember, I told you, man, this is Jimmy game. He winning this game tonight just because I feel like they got blood in the water, man. They got it. They know what they got to do to beat these guys. And Michael Porter Jr. gonna be in the blender again tonight. Mark my words. Nobody's gonna like Michael Porter Porter Jr. after the night. They probably gonna be trying to get him out of there.
Pack him up.
Getting waived tonight, bro. It's crazy.
I saw that.
Being waived,
I saw that.
Crazy, man.
I saw.
But you know what? He can go ahead and get his bags packed, man. He can come to a real team and win a championship.
Y'all gonna put him on the bench out behind Kyle Lowry so he can be the third string point guard?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kyle might not be on the team after this year.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
You know.
We'll see what happens. CJ, I got a question for you. So if Jimmy going for 30 tonight, which one of your Miami Heat 3-point shooters can I take their 3-point prop under? Because if Jimmy go for 30, that means somebody else ain't stepping up. Jimmy gonna look to pass first, right?
Honestly, I don't know because low key, I think Caleb Martin and Max Strus both hit their threes. I think they both hit at least 2 tonight.
Okay.
At least.
Okay.
Because Caleb Martin has been very cold. So I think he due for at least 2 tonight. Mark my words. Caleb Martin get 2, Max Strus get 2 tonight.
So you telling me take Gabe Vincent unders? Or is it Kyle Lowry?
You playing with fire right there because if it's at 2.5 last time I checked and it was plus money.
Okay.
Earlier when I took it plus money plus 2.5. So no, that ain't the guy I would go with either. Like I say, maybe Duncan, but I wouldn't go that either because he just had a fire game. So he might come out a little bit colder, but shit, we in Miami, so everybody might be hot.
I was about to say it sounds like everybody hitting threes. Everybody hitting threes. I wonder if I can get Bam at 2 for some plus money.
Michael Porter Jr. under because
Okay.
he's not getting shit tonight. Mark my words.
My God.
Porter Jr. in the blender. We smoking on him.
Blend them up. I like it, like the kill. I like it, CJ. Hey, best of luck, CJ. I know how much this game means to Heat culture, my guy. So I definitely appreciate you coming in and your words for sure. Let's kick it to my guy Finesse. I'm gonna get LJ up real quick and then we getting up out of here, man. We're not being on here all day. Finesse, what's going on, my brother?
What's good, bro? Yeah, you know how I feel about this game already. I'll keep it quick. I'll start with MPJ because that's what CJ left off. So I actually disagree. I'm taking his points and rebounds. I was kind of back and forth on how I wanted to back him tonight. It'll be his points and rebounds over 21.5. I like the spot. Completely disengaged last game. That's why everybody packing him up and shit like that, including my man CJ down there, just straight packing a man up. I think it's different. I think, MPJ affects the game in so many ways. Offensively, obviously, stretching the floor. Defensively, elite rebounder for his position. He was just checked out last game, missing shots that affected his effort on the defensive side, which I don't see an excuse for. This is the finals, but that's just the kind of player MPJ is. Kind of wishy-washy in terms of mentality, right? Not that true dog. At least I don't think so, but I think they make a concerted, and he straight up got benched in game 2. Any human being coming off getting benched in the finals is going to take that personally. So I think he gets it going. I think they run some stuff early for him, try to get him going. Only played 26 minutes last game. I think we see closer to that 37 to 40 he's been averaging. I think they run some stuff. He gets some stuff to go early, and that kind of dictates his effort and tenacity on the defensive side as well. So I'm sure Chris already talked about this. They're doing their best to kind of put Joker in action, take him away from the basket. We expect them miss shots. I'm sure Chris talked about that as well. Expecting kind of an under game, more miss shots from Miami, leaving defensive boards to be half MPJ. So MPJ over 21.5 points and rebounds. And I also like Denver. I'm on Denver. First half, Chris, you know how I feel about that. Pretty sure you wanted 2. Pretty sure we were all on it earlier. So first half and full game. I think they come out. They got punched in the mouth early in game 2. Came back and responded. Went on that crazy ass run and won the first half. I know they're back in Miami. That's cool. Miami's not always the stadium, the arena that's popping early in games. Now they should be out there. It's the finals. They should be out there rocking and rolling from the first quarter, but that's not usually how that city works. So, I think the Nuggets come out angry. They come out upset. I like the adjustments that I'm seeing in game 2, even with them playing so poor on the defensive side. So, I mentioned this earlier. Part of Jokic's kind of lack of assists last game. I think it's 2-sided. Denver played a lot better off-ball defense and kind of stuck to guys coming off the screens and made it hard for Joker to get off clean shit, get off clean passes, and guys just missed shots. Denver shot 18% off of Joker passes. So I think they shoot a little bit better. They outplayed Miami for majority of that game. They shot better from the field, out rebounded, did better in the paint. Miami just found a way to win, which is what we're accustomed to throughout this playoff run from Miami. So I think they shoot a little bit better, shoot better from three. I think we get some regression from three from Miami. I think they play better defense, play better off the Jokic actions and the Jokic playmaking, and I think they get the job done. Win is a game. When a series tied 1-1, win is a game 3, or winning the series 80 to 85% of the time. I think Denver's going to win a series, so I'm taking them today. So first half, I took the money line minus 130, full game minus 2.5, pretty much everywhere. I'm also playing a double result for plus 120. If I'm expecting them to win first half full game, got to play the double result for a lesser stake. So that's how I feel. I think Denver plays well. I think it's a nip and tuck game. I think we saw Denver play really well in a non-Jokic minutes in game 2. Hopefully that continues for when he sits in the second quarter. I think they build a nice little halftime lead and take that through the full game. I think we get a double-digit win. I respect Miami. I don't want to sound disrespectful to Miami. I respect them. I respect they fight. But I think Denver makes a statement. So first half full game, double result, MPJ, PR. Yeah, that's it for me. I appreciate you, bro.
Finesse came in here, ruffled some feathers, but I'm right there with him. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. It's a lot of Miami people in the chat, bro, and I respect them. I love the Miami, the Miami Heat fans, man. But we'll see how it goes. He said expected more from you, Finesse.
I was wishing y'all got swept after what y'all did. So,
hey, Finesse got some emotion with him too, CJ. He got some emotion with him, man. Y'all knocked the Celtics out, bro. It's different for him.
Surprised by Finesse's breakdown.
Right. All right, cool. Let me go back to Dream real quick, kick it to LJ, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. What's up, Dream?
Yeah, man. That's two of y'all that I respect. That's on the Nuggets. I ain't gonna hop on them because I already got them for the series. But one thing that I do want to say and just kind of tee you up and let you give your opinion on it, and LJ can speak on it too. So at the last game, the Nuggets, they players, they ain't come out and they ain't talk to the media. I want to know how important do you think that is? I view it as I'm gonna learn a lot about the team if they don't come out like KCP and Aaron Gordon, who I ain't worried about too much, but mostly KCP and Michael Porter Jr. For them to skip out talking to reporters after they first lost in 27 days and they first home loss in 3 months, to me it just was like soft. And I could never see nobody from Miami doing that. And as somebody who had picked Denver to win the series, that kind of just gave me a cause for pause in Stephen A. Smith voice. Because, like Miami, when they was blowing that 3-0 lead, they came out every single game and did the press conference. Nobody from that team wilted. And I think that's comes down from Pat Riley, and that comes down through Spoelstra. And the fact that Mike Malone let them guys skip out on the press conference, that's a red flag to me, man. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, like you saying, how they come out and respond, and if they come out and take care of business, that'll really show me a lot about this team. But I kind of want to see how you felt about that.
Yeah, Dre, I would agree with that, man. I think, win, lose, or draw, you got to come back. Sometimes I get on this show, bro, and I'm having terrible days. Same thing for you, Dream. You done had bad nights, bro. Middle of the season, we think we're on the right side. Everything line up, and then boom, you just fall flat on your face. And you got to show back up, man. You got to show up for the people. You got to show up for your fans. You know what I mean? So I didn't like that. I don't even think I realized KCP did it, but I knew Michael Porter Jr. did it. Michael Porter Jr. is 24 years old. I think that's something to kind of take into consideration too. This dude still got Similac on his breath, man. He's still super duper young. So it kind of makes sense from his perspective. I'm not giving him a cop out, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think Jokic would do it. I think Jamal Murray would show up. KCP being the veteran that he is, that kind of threw me off. I was praying for times like this for KCP last series against my Lakers, but he turned into Ray Allen in a lot of those games. So I'm glad to know that the guy can miss a shot and, foul a 3-point shooter. It didn't help me any last game. Not that I was on Denver, of course. I was just on the team total. But, a couple of those 3-pointers, maybe, they get a rebound and they actually go down the court and score another bucket. And I hit my bet. But so I'm looking for those guys to bounce back, man. But it will tell us a lot, Dream. They could get real. if Miami loses this game, if Miami wins this game tonight, they really could get packed up. You're gonna have to do some soul searching. And then what do? Do you not go talk to the media again if you lose again? Because next game in Miami too. So yeah, we're gonna, like you said, Dream, we'll learn a lot, and it's gonna be early too. It's gonna be first quarter, it's gonna be first half. I will say this: Denver has been in some adverse situations before, and they've responded well. None of them have included them losing at home, because they haven't lost at home in the playoffs. But they was in a hostile environment in Game 3. Jamal Murray comes out, kills the Lakers in Game 3. They go down, of course, in Game 4 they're losing by 15 to 20 points at halftime. They battle all the way back and they win that game as well. So yeah, I will say that they've been in these compromisable situations, but Miami's done a really, really good job. That's why I gotta give Miami credit. Miami has done a really good job of just slowing these games down to a pace that Denver does not want to play at. If you look at both games, Miami's averaging 106 points. And Denver is averaging 106 points. Miami's averaging 102 points. Of course, they had the 93-point game in Game 1. They had 111 in Game 2. So they averaging 102 points in both games combined. So these are super low scoring games. Denver does not want to play that way. Denver's averaging 22.5 points in the fourth quarter of these games as well, losing the fourth quarter by an average of 11 points. I think they got to be able to figure that all out, right? Not just starting off hot, but you got to be able to maintain that, right? And I think you do see a locked in, focused Denver team. If Denver can't do it here, I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it in Game 4. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, Dream. That's kind of uncharacteristic of what I thought that they would do, though, especially KCP being a champion, got that championship ring with the Lakers in the bubble. I would expect it a little bit more from him, but Michael Porter Jr. not so much. Getting benched, being frustrated because you can't get your shot off. I feel like he rushed a couple shots, and that's what happened when you only affect the game in one way, and that's shooting the ball. If your shot not falling, you're more likely to take the next one a little bit quicker, right? And that could throw your next shot off because you're not getting into a rhythm or routine, and that's what Spoelstra and the Miami Heat defenders are doing a good job of, is just kind of taking them out of some of those actions, knowing where he wants to catch the ball, getting out to him, putting a hand up real quick. And he's missing. A couple of them are wide open looks, but a lot of them are contested looks that he's just kind of forcing because he's not getting, as many looks. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see if they kind of, go back to him. I think that they try to get him involved early. I tweeted this out on my timeline earlier. I think they try to get him involved early today. LJ, what's going on?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing, my
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I know you got some looks, man. What you liking tonight?
Yeah, man. I had a little look through that. I just got off work, so I want to catch you before you jumped off the show. But yeah, man. Let me start off with the Heat, man. I'm on Jimmy Butler, 25.5 points. He's hit 4 straight home games. He's hit 5 out of the 8 playoff games, and he's averaging 25 in the playoffs. So, and he tends to score more at home than he does on the road. He tends to be more aggressive on the road, on the perimeter, and at home. I believe that he can get that threshold of over 25.5, just like you said earlier.
Hey, LJ, you sound like I don't know what that is in the background. You got something crazy in the background. I don't know if it's a drone. What is that, bro? Can you hear it?
Hold on, how about that?
Oh, you good now? Yeah, you good. You sound like you had something flying around you, bro. Just make sure you all right. What's going? You said all right. So Jimmy.
No. I took my headphones out. That's probably my headphones.
Okay. All right. So Jimmy over 25.5.
Yeah, 25.5 points.
Okay.
I was looking at Kyle Lowry too, man. I haven't pulled the trigger, but his rebounds and assists, they got it at 2.5 rebounds. He's hit that 6 out of the 8 home games in the playoffs, 3.5 assists. I may just go with that over 6. He's hit that 6 out of the 8 home games as well. He does come off the bench to 6 man, so he's going to be involved in the offense. And he doesn't look too much to score too much. He looks to facilitate, get others involved. So Kyle Lowry over 3.5 assists, may be a good play. The 14.5 PRA is a good look too, because he's averaging 17 on the season. He's averaging 15 at home in the playoffs. So the PRA may be a look, but for sure 3.5 assists for Kyle Lowry. Let's move over to Denver, man. I'm gonna take Jokic. Just the best prop of the day, in my opinion. Over 9.5 assists, man. He's hit 5 out of the 7 road playoff games. He's averaging 11 assists in the playoffs, and I do believe that the reason why he had
for the most part 4 assists the last game. Because Denver missed some shots, like Finesse just mentioned. They had the looks. They just missed the shots. So I think they'll get better looks tonight. I think they'll be more aggressive. And I think Jokic can cash that double-digit assist because they play well when he facilitates. So I believe that Mike Malone will get the game plan, get him more involved because, that's the success to their, key to winning. And I wouldn't be mad at the rebound, the points and assists either, over 39.5. He's hit that 11 out of the last 14 playoff games. And he went over 40 both game 1 and game 2 in the finals. So that should be a good look as too, over 39.5 points and assists for Jokic. Move on to Jamal Murray, man. Over 24.5 points. I've already stepped on it. He's had 25 plus, 8 out of his last 10 games. He's hit that number 5 out of the 7 road games in the playoffs. So I think he's going to be more aggressive as well. I think he only took 15 shots the last game. So I'm looking for him to, he had 18 points on 15 shots in the last game. So I'm expecting him to be more aggressive as well. Like I said, they're going to make the adjustments for the Heat. They play zone. So I'm thinking Denver is going to find a recipe to cut that zone and get Jamal Murray more involved as well on the points as well. And my last one in the props, man, I'm going to take Bruce Brown off the bench, over 10.5 points. He's hit that 5 out of the 7 road games as well. He's had 10-plus points, 8 out of his last 10 games in the playoffs. So he also kind of, like I got the theory with Kyle Lowry, he's the first man off the bench, the 6th man. So he's going to be looking to be aggressive and score. So he should get that 10.5 points. Honorable mention is Bam, man, double-double. They had his points at 18.5. But he's only hit that 2 times at home in the playoffs. And the rebounds is at 9.5. He's hit that 4 out of the 8 home playoff games. So I'd rather just take the double-double because he can get below those points but still get the double-double, 10-10, 12-10, whatever the case may be. So that's an honorable mention. I didn't take it, but I'm just throwing that out there. And as far as the side, man, I'm with you. I'm with Finesse. I'm on Denver, man. Minus the 2.5. I got it at 2.5. I think it's 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
But I got it at 2.5. I stepped on it early because I just believe Denver's going to win the series. So if I believe that, history shows that the team that wins the championship 9 times out of 10 is going to win that game 3. And I looked at the numbers since 2010, the last 12 NBA finals. I took out the bubble because there wasn't any travel in that. And I'm looking at travel as consideration. They didn't have to travel in the bubble. So I took out that series. But since 2010, whoever has won game 3 has went on to win the championship 9 out of those 12 games. So that put me on Denver minus the 2.5. And those are my plays for you, my guy.
Denver minus the 2.5. I'm right there with you, LJ. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate the looks, and I hope you cash them, LJ. We got to wrap this up, but I do want to, let's get back to CJ real quick because I see your hand up. And then Betting Monster is here too. My man always coming in late, but I want to hear what he got to say. So we'll wrap up with Betting Monster. But CJ, I'm going to kick it back to you first. What's up, CJ?
Yeah, man. Dream had a good point, man. And that's why I say everybody that's kind of going for that say they got Denver tonight and think that they're going to win this series, that shows what type of players they got. From that press conference, it let me know everything I needed to know about the type of players they got. And this is why I said what I said when I came in. Michael Porter Jr. will be going under again tonight. Mark my words. Because when it's not in you, it's just not in you, dog.
You just don't got it. You either got it or you got it or you don't, right, CJ?
I swear. That's just what it is, man. And you see it in this team, man. I think Joker's got it in him, but I don't think the rest of his team got it in them. And watch what I tell y'all. When y'all see the end of this game, everybody gonna walk away from this game knowing that Miami gonna win this series.
Hey, I'm clipping this part, CJ. We're gonna see if you right or wrong, my brother. But good luck to you. Good luck to your Heat tonight, man. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. We're on the opposite side of the coin, but we'll see how it goes. Betting Monster, take us out, man. How we seeing the game tonight?
Hey, what's going on, Chris?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
All right. Well, we cashed last time I was in your space. We cashed with the Heat plus the 2.5 first quarter. We cashed with the Bam points over. But tonight we're going a different way. I don't believe that Miami Heat is going to shoot the ball as well as they did coming off that previous game. They shot almost 50% from the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it still came down to Jamal Murray missing a 3 to take that game in overtime. I don't believe Miami Heat can beat the Nuggets twice. When I look at the history of these two teams, Miami Heat finally won a game since back in 2020 against this Nugget team. The Nuggets will be. Yeah, the Nuggets will be ready. Mike Malone will have his team ready. We have seen where the Nuggets went into LA with all that chatter about LeBron James and Anthony Davis was going to win Game 3, and they went right in there and won that game. So to make it quick and simple, what I'm on tonight is I'm on the Nuggets first quarter, and I'm on the Nuggets full game minus the 2.5. The Nuggets have the best player on the court. I see Jamal Murray having a better game, and we seen where Miami Heat came off of that Game 3 in Miami, shooting the ball the same well from the 3. Game 4, Boston blew them out. We got the same similar spot right here. The last time we seen a team playing Miami Heat laying the same number was Boston. When Boston was laying 3.5, Game 4, it was a blowout. The Nuggets is laying. We getting a value with the Nuggets, in my opinion. And the best thing to me to happen for the Nuggets was them to lose a game. This team had won 7 games straight, so we can't act like they not quality. They won 7 straight. The Nuggets will win tonight. That's what I'm on.
I like it, Betty Monster. You took something out of my notes. I ain't say it out loud, but you definitely took something out of my notes when you said the best thing that probably could have happened is for Denver to lose a game, because you need to know what that tastes like. You need to know what it get punched. You need to know what it tastes like to get punched in your mouth and taste your own blood sometimes. And it feels like that's what Miami did to him. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a highly competitive game, man. I'm just giving the edge to Denver, even though they're on the road. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yes, I just believe. Now I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I believe that this is a Nugget spot, and that's what I'm on.
Okay. Hey, best of luck, Betty Monster. I hope you cash them. I know you gave out like you said, you gave out Miami in Game 2 on the road, so you've been able to pick the right team, even if they not necessarily in their home environment. So I like that. I like that look a lot, man. Like both of those looks a lot, and I'm on both of those looks as well. So that's how we're gonna finish it off. I've been on for an hour and a half. Well, not hour and a half, hour and 10 minutes. We've been talking about one game. So hopefully you got all the news, notes, analysis that you need to make your bets if you haven't already. A lot of great things to like tonight. Official for me, plays are at the bottom. If you're watching on YouTube, I did take Denver first quarter, minus the 0.5 point, half unit play. Denver first half, minus the 0.5 point, half unit play. Denver full game, minus the 2.5, 1 unit play. I also played the under 214.5. And I played a little bit. I talked about this earlier. I played a little bit on Denver minus the 4.5. Like I said, the team that wins the game typically covers the spread. So I think that Denver either, I heard my guy Jay Money say this earlier, I'm also a firm believer in this as well. If Denver wins the game, I think that they could win this game by 6-7 points, not necessarily just win by 2 or 3. So we'll see how it goes. But I put something on Denver minus the 4.5 as well at plus money. No disrespect to Miami. I just got to see them shoot the ball again that well. Can they in Game 4? I think they absolutely can. I don't think they do tonight, though. And that's really what it comes down to. If you like Miami, then you like them to be able to knock down all the threes that they did and play as great defense that they did in the last game. And if you like Denver to bounce back, then you're betting on Jokic, Jamal Murray, KCP, those guys to play the brand of basketball that they used to playing. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's a great spot to catch Denver in. So, yeah, that's what we got. I didn't play any props officially, but if I'm playing anything, like I said, it's Jokic to go over his points. Michael Porter Jr., I really like his rebounds, 7.5. And then I'm probably not messing with Jamal Murray. I do like Gabe Vincent, though. I think he continues to play well. If you can go over your points prop on the road in 2 games, I think you can also go over it at home as well. He's shooting above 50% from the field. So I really like Gabe Vincent tonight, but I'm staying away from the props, man. Props don't treat me well at all. I'm typically a day early or game early or whatever the case might be. So, best of luck, man. More than anything, like, especially if you're not gambling, crazy, you don't got anything crazy on it. Just enjoy the games, man. We don't get NBA that much no more. So enjoy the games. Ain't another one for a while. But I will have some news and notes for the next game, probably tomorrow. I'll probably go ahead and jump on, give out, early, lines and stuff like that. Because I've been doing that late, just the day before or whatever the case might be. So I'll probably try to get ahead of that and do an earlier show. So hit the like button for me on your way out. If you're tailing my plays, let's cash them, man. I need it. I need them bad. Let's cash them. And like I said, enjoy the games, everybody. I'm out.